What's going on, everybody? This is MattDoesFitness, and what's blue and doesn't weigh very much? Light blue. Okay, this is my squat highlights from week 2 of my 3rd cycle, and I'm absolutely loving it. Now, after last week's squats, a lot of you were saying, in terms of low bar, just sack it off. And stick with high bar, and I was kind of starting to think the same. I was thinking, it's a bit risky only having 5 weeks or so left of my competition. So what I decided was I would squat this week with low bar, and if I couldn't get it, or if I felt like it wasn't going to happen, then I would leave it. If it started to click, then obviously I would stick with it. And the good news is, it didn't just click, it absolutely took off, and I'm feeling really, really good about it. So, this is the first session of the week. Now, this one wasn't incredible, it was solid. I mean, it was a PR. The plan was 5 sets of 5 at 386 pounds, 175 kilos, and I got 4 sets of 5, and I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, that's a PR for sets of 5, and to get 4 of them, I'm happy. Now, in terms of form, what you'll see is that I'm pretty much just doing my high bar form with a low bar position. All I've done is I've put my feet slightly wider, turn my toes slightly kind of more outwards, and I'm finding that it feels really, really good. It feels nice and stable. I'm still occasionally kind of going too far forwards, and so I go off balance, but generally speaking, probably about 75-80% of the time, it feels solid, and I mean, the main thing is I'm feeling really strong. Even though my technique isn't still completely right, and I'm still, like I said, a little bit off balance at times. In terms of the actual squatting and my actual strength, in terms of hitting the squats, I feel really, really good, and I feel like I've got a lot more there, so I'm really, really excited. Obviously, the plan is now with 5 weeks to go, just get this low bar form, just like drilled in as much as I can, and then that's obviously going to allow me to really, really take off, hopefully. And fingers crossed, when it comes to the competition, I'm going to have something really, really big to put down, which will be awesome. I mean, if you look at it in terms of the bar path, I don't think it's ideal. I mean, I can see there that the bar looks like it's going slightly over my feet, which obviously is not what you want. But I tried last week, I tried sitting back in the kind of typical low bar form, and it sucked. It felt really uncomfortable, I felt weak. I had a massive amount of butt wink. There was just nothing there for me. So what I've done is just reverted back to my high bar form, pretty much. I mean, I am sitting back a tiny bit more, but it's very similar to high bar, only the only difference being that my feet are wide and my toes are out. And like I said, I'm feeling very, very good. There was a mate of mine giving me an absolute hammering just to get me G'd up, because I was really, really struggling. For some reason, I was really, really tired in this session. I felt pretty drained. But like I said, in terms of the squatting, I'm pleased. Here you see, as I'm getting tired, the bar's kind of going further and further forwards. But yeah, I feel good. And like I said, for 4 sets of 5, I will certainly take that, because that, my friends, is a PR. I then did some front squats. What I'm thinking at the moment is that I'm going to abandon pause squats and just do front squats twice a week. Whereas previously I was alternating, I would do one session where I do front squats, one session where I do pause squats, and so on. I feel like for me personally, pause squats, it's almost kind of counterintuitive. Obviously, I'm getting a nice stretch reflex, and when I just drop down and sit there, I feel like I'm almost, I'm probably not, but I feel like I'm kind of diminishing my ability to get that reflex. So, and obviously with the front squats, I mean, to be honest, the bigger reason I'm doing it is because with the front squats, you get a massive amount of quad engagement, and I feel like, it's just something that's going to help me. So I'm going to keep those front squats in for both of my squat sessions for at least the next few weeks, and see how I get on with that. And there I did 3 sets of 5, I think. And that was my squats. So I then did a little bit of accessory work. I did some lat pull downs on the machine. This is a brand new machine. I think it's cost somewhere in the region of $4,000, and you can see why. It's obviously very, very sophisticated. I did 3 sets of 12-ish of these. The weight was pretty light. I think this is my 3rd set. I also, after this, did some wide grip chin-ups, but they were embarrassingly pathetic, so I did not include the footage. Okay, this is where it gets good. So, I said in the title that I made low bar my bitch, and I'm going to be honest, I certainly did. This is my 2nd session. Now, you'll see there I'm wearing my SBD sleeves, just got these. There is a video coming out soon where I talk about these. They were freaking tight, but I liked them. I felt nice and secure. And I went for 182.5 kilos, 402 pounds for 5 sets of 3. And I will tell you now, I got them. I'm so pleased. This is the best squat session I've ever done in my life. And it's, yeah, I'm now really confident. I mean, I've never done this weight for more than 1 rep, and it was not so long ago, literally a couple of months ago. This was my PR for a single, or more than my PR for a single. So to get it for 5 sets of 3 is pretty incredible. And to be honest, the first set in particular, I felt like I could have got it for maybe 5 reps. So I'm really pleased, and like I said, I'm very excited right now. What I did as well, one thing I noticed is that with the low bar position, I'm not as comfortable as doing my kind of marathon walkout. With high bar, I feel like I can walk around all day with the bar on my back and there's no problem. With low bar, it feels a little bit less comfortable. So what I thought I would do is just abandon that big walkout to find that sweet spot on the floor and just go for the bit in the rack. It's not completely flat, but I think it's a good trade-off. I'd rather have a little bit of an uneven floor, but it means I don't have to do that kind of 3-meter walkout. So that's what I'm going to do from now on, and it obviously makes it easier, it makes it more comfortable for me. You can see there my stance is wider, and I just felt really good. I mean, a couple of times I was off balance, a couple of times I almost kind of fell forward where I let the bar get too far in front of me, but generally speaking I felt very strong. There was never a time where I felt like I wasn't going to be able to complete the rep, and I mean, to be honest, pretty much every set I felt like I had more there. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sound like an absolute nerd, but I'm very pleased with that. Like I said, this is by far the best I've ever squatted. So 5 weeks to go to my competition. I'm just going to keep this going, keep increasing those weights, and hopefully when it comes to the day, I've got a big squat single there. So I can't friggin' wait. One more thing I noticed as well, you can kind of see it here, you see it slightly more in the next set, is that the bar is sitting a little bit uneven. Someone actually said to me they thought the bar was a bit wonky. I didn't know if I was pushing more with one side, but when I had a look at it from behind, what I'm actually doing when I'm setting the bar on my back, I'm not setting it quite straight. I don't know if that's because I've got more tightness in one shoulder, or I don't know what it is, but yeah, you see there the left side of the bar is slightly higher, which obviously is not ideal, and it's not going to help in terms of my maximal strength. So I will obviously make a note and just make sure I kind of try and groove that bar in slightly, just sit it in slightly lower on the left so that it's even on my back, because that's obviously going to make it easier. But yeah, there is my 5 sets of 3, and I am absolutely delighted with that, because that's a massive PR for me and a really big landmark to hit. 400 pounds plus for sets of 3, 5 sets of 3 for that matter, is bloody good. Right. I then did some more front squats, as was the case with the last session. You see there, I rolled my sleeves down because they were starting to feel like my lower limbs were going to fall off. So I just kind of put them around my shins. I was going to take them off fully, but I couldn't fit them over my feet, and I couldn't bother to remove my shoes. I did 3 sets of 7 with very lightweight, 100 kilos, 220 pounds. It felt nice and easy. My form felt really good, to be fair. I had a nice upright position. This is good for that kind of thoracic extension. And it felt good. So yeah, 3 sets of 7 there. And in terms of my squats, that was my week, and I'm absolutely elated with that. And then a little bit of accessory work. I did some dumbbell rows, unilateral ones, which I like them. They're really good, but it's annoying for me because I'm lazy. I like to do both things simultaneously, so I'm a little bit reluctant to do this. But I did them 3 sets of 12-ish down to about 10-ish, obviously on both sides. And then I finished my session and my week with some old school machine preacher curls. As with the lat pull down, this is a brand new piece of machinery. I think this was a bit more. I think this was more like $10,000. But again, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work out why. Look at that kind of that structure. That the mechanics there are incredible. So that is my week of squats. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, as always. And I will see you in my next video tomorrow.